Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, today we will discuss about the page size issues that is related with the paging. Now when you are talking about a page size issue, it should cover all the factors depending on which the large page sizes and slow page sizes will be chosen. The designers of an existing operating system or machine should not require or a little concern about the page sizes. However, when an engine is being created or designed, then the best system page size should be keep into mind. Now, there is no answer for the best page for a single best page system. A variety of supports and variety of reasons are there for supporting multiple sizes of page size. Generally, a page size is a variation of a power of 2 and ranges from 2 to the power 12 to 2 to the power 22 bytes. Now we will discuss some factors on which the page sizes depends. The first factor is the size of the page table. We know that if we increase the number of pages, then it will decrease the page size, and vice versa, that will increase the page size, it will decrease the number of pages, thus decreasing the size of the page table. So if we have a virtual memory of 4 MB, so we will have only 512 pages of 1024 bytes, and we will have another 1024 pages of 8192 bytes. So thus giving the page entry more in the page table, so it will always have a more effective memory access time to increase and hold the page table entries. Now the next type or factor we are concerned with is the internal fragmentation. Now if we know that a process has started at location 00000 and it will continue as much memory as it is needed for the paging and allocation of frame. Now or can say that the paging processes will not end on exactly a paging boundary. Now suppose if we need 1 byte more than the page boundary that the process is residing on. So a new page frame will be allocated, but it will be unused because only 1 byte of that particular page is then given to that particular process. So here it argues for a smaller page size and causing the internal fragmentation very low. We know that within a frame, if it is not allocated and unused, then internal fragmentation occurs. So using this smaller page size, we can say that we are having a smaller chance of having internal fragmentation. So the internal fragmentation obviously issues for a smaller page size. So if we say that we have a 10 MB of process where the division was like for 2048 to 4096 MBs, then a single page of 2048 will be unused for the doubling of size. Now if we do not depend on the process size and the page size, then on average we can say that the internal fragmentation occurs of half of one page per process. So it is more likely to having 256 bytes of pages lost among 512 bytes. But if we consider of 4096 pages lost of 8192 bytes, so it will be a lost and hard linked. Now in this way, the smaller page size will result in a smaller internal fragmentation. The next internal factor which is concerned with is the I/O time that is required to complete a process. Now the I/O time is consist of a seek time, a latency time, and also a transfer time. We know that the transfer time is directly proportional to the amount of memory being transferred, say for a page size. Now this is always not the scenario. Since it will take an assumption, we can say that only 0.5 millisecond is for the transfer time, 8 millisecond is for the seek time, and 20 millisecond is for the latency time. Thus we have 28.2 millisecond of I/O to complete a process on average, which is taking only 1% of these attributes to having the exact execution time. Now this I/O time always argue for the larger page size, as it would require 28.2 milliseconds to cover up one process. Now if we need another process and another page, then a 512 bytes of two page will require 56.4 seconds of milli-time. But if we have used an 1024 KB of page size single, then it would have taken 28.4 milliseconds, increasing only 0.2 milliseconds. So the I/O time will always require a larger page size. But although we are using a total I/O time will be reduced if we use a smaller page size again. So it is a contrasting again of the contradiction of smaller page size. How it is to be done? A smaller page size will give the accurate result of the locality of reference. As we can see that a process moves from a locality to locality when it is moving towards the end. Now a program which is currently now residing on a locality will give the better assumption with the help of the smaller pages. And it will accurately more matches the locality than any larger page size. Suppose that we have a 200 KB of process in a memory and only half of it will be executed as per the determination. Now if we have a page size of 200 KB, then all the 200 KB of the process will be then transferred to the memory and allocated. Thus only the half of the process is executing, so the 100 KB will be wasted. But suppose if we are using an 1 byte of page size, then we could have bring only the 100 KB of memory that is required, not having all the elements that is unnecessary and added to that particular process. So thus the executing part of this process that is only 100 KB is now bring into the memory, thus more accurately matching the locality. But if we consider that a 1 byte of page if we are choosing, then we could have more page fault rate than actually having of a larger page size. So the number of pages will be now higher and it will cause more and more page fault if it requires the more number of page frames which is to be allocated. So for a page size of 1 byte for this particular process, it will require 102400 number of page faults if we are using in that particular pure demand paging in the initializing of paging. But it will cause only of 512 page faults if we are using a 200 KB of the page size. So in this way, obviously the page fault rate will give for the larger page size recommendation. Now other factors are also important while you're talking about the page size, that is the relation between the page size and the sector size in that paging section. Now as there is no best answer, as we can see that the some factors arguing for the smaller page size like the internal fragmentation, total I/O time, and other factors like the size of the page table, I/O time and the page fault rate argues for the larger page sizes. But now if we move historically between the evolution of an operating system now to even the mobile operating system, we are more trending towards the larger page size. The most contemporary modern operating system always chooses to have a larger page size that will cover up the factors that includes in the lower page size. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned with Ekeeda and subscribe to Ekeeda.